You said you have a name generator up. Is that true, or is that just...
I'll pull out a name generator if I need one.
Mm-hmm.
I've gotten relatively okay at preparing important NPCs.
Okay.
And so then I don't have to do the panic name generator thing. It's like, cool, you're looking for someone who does this. Knowing the people at my table, I anticipated that maybe someone would go and look for a tavern. So I've named the tavern,
Yeah.
I've named who the tavern owner is, and I've given the tavern some sort of gimmick. And
Yeah,
I can build the rest from there, right?
Okay.
I also build out my NPCs based off of their level of importance and also how much I think you guys are going to interact with them.
Okay.
And so, like, someone who is like a professor at the Magic Academy, right? If someone is a wizard in the party, at some point in the campaign, they're probably going to go look for magic tomes and scrolls.
Yeah.
And if not, then there's still probably even maybe going to be the party fighter or barbarian who's like, magic items are cool, let me go find a magic person. And so it's like there's still a chance that like they're going to be important. And so I try to keep a back pocket like so and so of like, okay, well, yeah, there's going to be a wizard and wizards cast spells. And so let me create a character sheet just in case the barbarian knocks down the door looking for magic items, is mad that they don't have any, and now the wizard has to defend themselves, right?
Yeah.
For just commoner level NPCs, it's like, well, yeah, someone might be working at the tavern or working in the mines if those are important locations to the campaign. So let me, at the very least, create a little spreadsheet and say, this column is the mines, and here are names and species of people who work there. Cool, awesome. It's also just like with random name generation, pretty easy to tell if it ends like in an O or an A, or if it's a little harder sounding or softer sounding, if it's typically a male or female voice, or if it's more androgynous, then I'll just keep it as an androgynous sort of person. And so like it kind of works out to mirror real life gender identities pretty well, with like male and female still being the most common, but still like having a variety. And so it's like, cool, just based off of instinct, I see the names on the list and I'm like, cool, I can kind of just generally picture who they are, what they look like, what they sound like, because I know dwarves sound one way, elves sound one way, orcs sound one way.
Yeah.
And so I already have enough of a character in mind that if you went into the mines and you were like, I just walk into the mines and I talk to the first person I see, great. Let me roll a d6 and see who you encounter.
Who am I?
Because I have 6 people on this list. Great. You rolled a 4, so you are talking to so-and-so. And I already have this female dwarf character prepared. Cool, yeah, dwarves often work in the mines. Maybe she's a little more gruff. She's working in mines. Maybe there's cold, there's dust in the air, she's coughing. Like, cool. That's enough of a character, and I have the name there to run with it. No character sheet needed, no extensive backstory needed. Sometimes people just work in the mines. And
that is their thing.
Yeah. And if for some reason that the players want to push farther, then it's like, cool, I'll make up enough on the fly to keep things moving, because I don't want to like stop the session and think, right?
Hold on, let me get back to you. He
Right.
scribbles furiously.
Yeah, I'm going to improv a little bit to keep us going.
Right.
And then, like I said, like with the next session,
Yeah.
I'm going to then spend more time thinking about it. So maybe the unnamed female dwarf in the mines now has a little more of a backstory. She has a family. Maybe her husband was a miner and he got sick, and so she stepped up to be the breadwinner. And so now he takes care of their dwarf child at home. And it's like, cool, great. I just made that up in 15 seconds, but in the middle of a session, maybe I don't have the brain power to do all that.
Right. You don't have the like you said, the brain power to come up with that. But like right now, it's totally easy for you, but in game, I could see how that would be difficult to try and come up with even just that little bit because you got everyone, 6-7 people staring at you going, okay, cool, what are we gonna do?
Yeah.
I could see how that'd be a little intimidating. So I like the spreadsheet idea of having, like, when you're going to town A, you've got a spreadsheet of, like, there's 6 buildings, at least 2 characters per building.
Yeah, even then it adds up really quick, right? Because if you've got 6 buildings, right, 2 people working in each building, that's already 12 NPCs, right?
Right.
Then you've got patrons who will go into those buildings.
Right. I mean,
and you end up with, like, Skyrim, essentially, where there's all this lore and then, like, 7 buildings and 7 people. And you're like, wait, hold on a second.
How does that... Yeah.
It doesn't quite add up. And so, like, typically, like, I think players are smart enough to fill in the gaps for you.
Okay.
And so, like, yes, there will be homes. There will be people in those homes. Like, there's a mine. People are working in the mines. So, like, you can do enough work to say, like, these are the important locations. It's the same thing with the bathroom tile, right? But on a bigger scale.
Right.
And so when you walk into the bathroom, you're not describing the tile. You're describing the bloody message on the mirror.
Yeah.
When you are in Town A, right? Town A is known for mining. Cool. There's definitely other stuff in the town, but I don't really need to worry about that as much because it's known for mining. And if I say that it's known for mining, then the player's going to say, wow, maybe there's some spooky stuff going on in the mines.
Right.
And again, still like the evergreen stuff of, like, who is in charge of this town or who's the prominent figure. Maybe it's the mine foreman in this case.
Yeah.
And then where's the tavern? Where do you go to buy adventuring equipment or magic items, things like that.
Yeah, mining equipment, things like that.
And so then, like, I've already narrowed it down from 6 buildings to 3. Right?
Right.
And really, I've got 1 or 2 NPCs at that location, and then maybe one of them has, like, a whole character sheet. I've learned to prepare less because I tend to over-prepare and then burn myself out.
Yeah.
And so I've had to scale back a lot of, like, let's do less NPCs, less buildings, less towns, less countries, right? Let's just make it all one country and then have different regions. And, like, here's the major city of each of these. There's smaller villages around, but there's nothing important there. And so, like...
There's stuff over there. You see it. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. And so it's like, I'm not even going to mention it because it's like, yeah, this is the major city of this region.
Right.
That implies that there are minor cities in this region.
But
we're in the major city. So
that's all that matters.
Yeah, we're doing stuff here.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, because that actually makes more sense because, like, just then made me realize that I'm already over preparing, and it was like 6 buildings, and it's like, okay, if I take a second and think, what would those 6 buildings be? Okay, tavern, obviously it's D&D. You gotta have a tavern. Then the adventuring supply store. The magic store, if that applies, maybe.
Yeah.
So we won't even count it. The mines, because that's what the town is named after.
Yeah.
That's 3, and I'm already struggling.
Yeah, it's like, okay, well, I don't know, maybe an inn, but also it's easy enough to say that the inn is also the tavern.
On top of the tavern, yeah. And then it's like maybe, depending on, like, the village, the town we're at, there could be, like, a mayor's home.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
If that's important.
If the town is big enough, then maybe they have an office building or something.
Yeah.
And they and that can double as the prison, right?
Yeah.
So you have now your 2 NPCs are the mayor and the sheriff.
Yeah.
In that same building. So, like.
Yeah, and then, like you said, a lot of it can be combined into one. So. Yeah, just you don't need 6 buildings.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're doing a lot of your campaign in that town, and one of the players is like, "Yeah, so I'm actually really interested in alchemy and herbalism, and so I'd like to figure out who in the town does that," then you're like, "Yes, there is an alchemist and herbalist shop.
Just right around the corner. You've never seen them before.
Yeah, you ask for some directions, and you get there. Like, you don't need to be like, yeah, so that's actually 5 blocks down that way, and then you take a left here, right here.
Go up 3rd Street, make a right on A Avenue. Yeah.
Right, because then you're, like, locking yourself into, like, the geography of everything. It's like, yes, it's there, you get directions, you go there. Awesome. Now we'll make something up. Or if it's a very complicated request, then you can say, like, you know what? I do think the town would have something like that, but I want to make sure that I prepare something for you. So can I get back to you, like, in between sessions or in the next session about, like, yes, you go there, you find some stuff, you can spend your gold there, I'll let you know what you find. Like, I don't think anyone is going to be like, no, tell me right now what is here. Like,
I need to know a full detailed inventory of what is in this apothecary.
Yeah.
Apothecary.
Apothecary. Yeah.
Those are words.
Yeah. Even then, it's like, cool, I have this idea for an apothecary. I don't know if anyone's going to care about it. Oh no, suddenly they really care about it. They have potions and poisons.
And
what would you like to... What are you looking for?
What do you need?
Yeah. And
do you need potions or do you need ingredients?
Oh, okay. We do have that. Yes.
Rummages through things.
Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, if they could logically have it, then, like...
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing to be like, yes, they have it. But if they're, like, walking into the adventuring shop and they're like, hello, sir, do you have legendary magic items? Then it's like... no. and that can even create a fun little, like, party dynamic of, like, the shopkeep is like, why would I carry legendary magic items? Don't you realize that those are very rare?
Yeah.
Which, A, is very helpful if you have a lot of new players at the table to kind of, like, let your NPCs do the explaining for you.
Okay.
But then also, if there is a reason where it's like, the players feel like you should have at least some magic items, but they have no magic items. It's like, oh, well, actually, yeah, I did have some magic items, but they all got stolen. If you help me get them back, then I'll sell them to you at a discount.
Okay, so, yeah.
It's all just figuring out what's important to the players.
Okay.
And then building the road in front of it.